The FIFA World Cup. 32 nations competing this winter for arguably the biggest accolade in all of football. A chance to become a national hero and cement your legacy in the rich history of the Cup. Excitement, disappointments, tears of joy, and tears of agony. It's all coming to you live this November when the greatest tournament ever comes to your screen. This is Qatar 22 by MNG Media. In today's episodes, we're going to talk about the best players of the tournament. We're going to take a step back into history and talk about the most controversial matches and the best goals in history. Also, we're going to bring in guest, preseason player of the year, Mere Escobar, to talk about what it would be like to watch an Argentina and Portugal final, as well to see his favorites. All coming to you next on Qatar 22. All right, so we're going to jump straight into this show. My first guest for my very first episode is a great friend of mine, also a great competitor on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mere Escobar.
Thanks for the invite, man. Happy to be here. Your first guest.
First guest, bro. And let's just say this wasn't our first time speaking. This is actually basically episode 2, since our first episode was we had to delete it due to technical difficulties. But man, how are you, man? How are you feeling?
Great, bro. Always good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just happy to be here. Another day, another dollar, you feel me? But I know you just got done playing a game this past week, bro. Talk about it. How'd it go?
It was actually a tough game. You know, we went down to Oklahoma and played I forgot their name, but it was a very physical team. Started off strong, 2-0 lead first, 25 minutes. Then they just came out like the second half. It was like their coach told them basically go and hit them. Whole second half getting hit. Ref, the worst ref I've ever had. But, pulled out 2-0 win, clean sheet, came back home, and, here we are.
That's the best about it. Sometimes when the team can't really get into a game, they only have the option to hit you. One of the things I was going to ask you, you were talking, I know the last time we talked, how you guys are going to have their home opener coming up tomorrow, I believe. Today's Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday. How are you guys feeling about that?
Excited, man. You've played in Stank Park before. You know how it is to play there.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It could get really loud, and obviously the home opener is whenever everybody's excited to see how the team's looking and stuff like that. I will be there. I think I have work, but I'm gonna ask somebody if we could take off so I could go.
Hopefully, man.
Go watch a little bit, man. So I'm glad to have you for the first episode of my podcast. We're gonna be talking about World Cup, Qatar 22. Obviously, I had been told by Lisa, my professor, that it's Qatar, not Qatar. So I'm gonna be saying Qatar for the remaining of my episodes.
I still can't believe that, but
it's crazy, man. But we're gonna jump straight into it, man. We're gonna tell the audience who is your favorite to win the tournament.
Gotta go with Brazil, and that's a close second. I gotta go with France. Their squads they have so much potential.
Yeah, Brazil right now are favored to win the tournament. I'm pretty sure France are right behind them. And I'm not sure if you were watching Champions League yesterday, but Benzema did get hurt in his knee. So hopefully it's nothing too serious where it could prevent them. But I definitely see Neymar he's playing lights out right now. I think he'll have a great tournament if he could just stay focused, stay healthy, and he'll have a big supporting cast with him as well. So you have Brazil winning the tournament for you. Brazil has a lot of good players, but one of the segment I wanted to talk about are the best tournament players overall. Who do you think is going to be in this starting 11? So what we're going to do is together create a best starting 11 for this tournament.
Let's do it.
So you're going to start off with the goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper, I would start with Courtois, man.
Courtois, yeah. I was either going to go with Courtois or Neuer, but Courtois is coming off that Champions League final where he was just absolutely, undisputedly the man of the match. So I think we're going to have to go with Courtois in the back. All right, so center backs, who are we going?
So you're picking one, I'm picking the other?
I'll pick one that I feel that is going to play really good. And he's playing for France, which is going to be a team that goes far in the tournament. Jules Koundé, I think he could play right back or center back. I think he's a very fit player, can easily play 120 minutes if he wanted to. I think he's very strong as well, so I'm going to have to put him in there.
I just saw him dime up Lewandowski not too long ago with Barca. So, yeah, he's a good pick for sure. What are we thinking, man? Varane started off with a great year so far, but not sure if he's going to be in his top level.
Big honorable mentions. I mean, you could Ruben Diaz, Marquinhos.
Yeah.
Personally, I would go Ruben Diaz in there.
Well, we could put Ruben Diaz. He's up there for me.
Yeah. What about outside backs? You go left back and right back.
Left back, I gotta go. Well, it depends.
There's only 2 left backs that I feel like.
Are we playing Joao Cancelo as left back or right back?
That's what I was gonna say.
Cancelo gotta be there.
Cancelo left back, and then right behind them, I think we're gonna have to throw Fonzie Davis. But Cancelo for sure. Right now, he's literally just so good right now, and he's so technical side for. And if Pep Guardiola is playing him day in day out, like you just know he's balling. Right back, this is whenever it becomes a little difficult.
See, for me, I'm a big Kyle Walker fan just because of what he brings defensively. But he's not the greatest offensively, but I know he's gonna lock it down for me. So I think I'm gonna go Kyle Walker for me.
I think we're gonna go with Kyle Walker as well. Whenever we talk about right backs, we have to talk about England. They have 3 right backs where I feel they could all start in any given day, depending on the coach.
Reece James is up there too, no?
So I have Reece James down. Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I just know he's way too inconsistent for me. And then Reece James, that performance he had against Madrid last season, that was like, I was like, okay, this guy is balling. Alrighty, so we just got done with our backline and our goalkeepers. So far, we have Thibaut Courtois, we have Kyle Walker at the right back, then we have Ruben Diaz and Jules Koundé at center back, and then at left back we have Joao Cancelo. So far, nasty backline, I think. So far, this team is bound to win. Moving on to midfield, let's say we're doing a 4-3.
As a 6, I'm thinking he has to be from Brazil. They have 2 solid 6s, but what are we thinking? Casemiro or Fabinho?
It's the World Cup, bro. I want a 6 who could actually tackle, bro. I feel like Fabinho is more like passing. And Casemiro, he's gonna start that fight if need be against Mexico or like some crazy situation. So I'm gonna want Casemiro.
I agree. Somebody that's gonna put a tackle in for you.
Wait. What about Tchouaméni?
Oof.
Because basically Tchouaméni knocked them out of that lineup and sent them the menu.
I think as in today, I'm still taking Casemiro, but Tchouaméni he has potential. So
yeah, he's fit too. All right, so we have Casemiro in there, and we have 2 center mid slots. I think one undisputedly has to be De Bruyne.
KDB, of course.
KDB for sure. The other one.
See, that's where it gets tough
That's where it gets really tough.
There's so many good players.
Okay, Belgium, obviously De Bruyne.
We have obviously the Spanish guys,
I had Pedri on here, bro.
I mean, Pedri's a stud,
Pedri, Modric to I'm gonna let you pick, bro, because I feel like as long as we know there's a lot of good ideas there.
See, when you put it like that, Modric next to Pedri.
When you put it like that,
I'm gonna go with Modric.
You're Modric
just because of the experience. He's already been through it.
He's proven for sure.
Pedri's obviously a great player, but he's coming into his first World Cup, right?
Yeah.
So obviously he's gonna ball out for sure. But
I'm okay with Modric there because he's just world class, and I think everybody knows what you're gonna get out of him. Plus, he's a captain too on his team. So midfield, we have Kevin De Bruyne, Casemiro, and Modric. I'm not upset about that. Front 3. This is where the debate begins.
Not necessarily. I don't think we're gonna have a debate. Cause I see, for me, I'm starting Neymar on their left. Neymar has to be on my left side.
Yeah.
And obviously, we can both agree Mbappe up front.
Yeah.
And I can agree. We can put Messi on the right. I think he's gonna have a good World Cup. So
Mbappe over Benzema.
Yeah, man. I mean, Benzema obviously is a killer, but just Mbappe has everything a striker needs.
I think Mbappe will cry for the pen, so I think he might have the edge for the goals. So you don't put Ronaldo in it.
See, it's difficult because I would put Ronaldo as my 9, but given that Mbappe is having he's gonna have an amazing season, so I think it's his turn. Ronaldo's been there enough.
For sure. So our complete team, we have Thibaut Courtois, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Jules Koundé, Cancelo. We have KDB, Casemiro, and Modric. And up top, undisputedly, I think this is the best front 3 you could put. Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, which they actually play together at PSG. So I think that is an insane team. What players do you feel get snubbed out of that lineup?
Snub.
Besides Ronaldo.
Besides Ronaldo, I go with, my heart's telling me, Vinicius.
Oh, for sure.
Benzema. Maybe Mane.
Mane too. You can't forget about him. Pulisic.
Yeah. Lewandowski.
Weston McKennie. Nah, I think we have the best lineup possible. I don't think we have experience. Not because you can't just go off like, okay, they're playing good right now, but they have experience. Yeah, and I think that's what we have on the team.
For sure. We gotta throw in an honorable mention for like Sane. Sane and Narby. I think they're gonna have pretty good World Cups.
I agree with you, bro. I know back in the other World Cups there was games where you feel that if they had VAR, it would have been turned up to the other side. What game do you remember back? I say let's go back to 2010. 2010, where they didn't have VAR. Or 2014, they didn't have VAR either, I believe.
Yeah, 2014. For me, I can't forget when Robin flopped and then caused Mexico to be eliminated.
I didn't even think about that whenever I was kind of thinking about my question, bro. Like,
that was the most important one for me. The one I can't forget till this day.
No, nobody can. And I think if they would have had VAR, if he had a yellow, I'm not sure if he had a yellow in that game already, but if they had VAR, he would have easily gotten booked. That goal wouldn't have happened, and I think Mexico would have won that game in advance, which I believe Netherlands ended up playing. Was it Costa Rica the next game? It was Costa Rica the next game.
They lost in pens, right?
No, Netherlands won in pens, and they ended up going to pens against Argentina. But I think Mexico would have beat Costa Rica and advanced in the semis. And then that game against Argentina, who knows what would have happened. But yeah, I agree. That one, for me, I think I'm looking back at the game with England and Germany. I believe it was 2-1. England was down 2-1. And Frank Lampard hit this banger, bro. And hit the crossbar and went in. And then when it came out, and then that would have been 2-2. And they would have had the momentum, scoring 2 straight goals. And the ball was like, I swear, like full 2 yards in. And then the referee didn't call it. And then Germany just went and got confidence from that. Like they woke up and they scored 2 more goals and ended up winning 4-1. So I thought that was like really hard done by. Man, just looking back at the tournament, there's been some of the most iconic goals. I mean, we're talking about Maradona, Zidane. I mean, James Rodriguez having that insane goal in 2014 against Uruguay. What are some of the goals? Let's create a top 3 together that we feel would be honorable for this podcast.
You want me to tell you the number 1 for me?
Actually, let's start with 3. And then move into number 1.
Okay. I think James Rodriguez goal, like the one where, I don't know if you remember, where he chopped out, and then chipped the keeper
against Japan. You think that was more technical than the chest volley with Campanita?
It's just the way he was so calm, like the way he was just so calm, like going into the box, chopping up a defender, chipping it over the keeper. That's personally one of my favorite like moves to do. So I love that goal for sure. And the other one was just special,
Yeah, that one was just obviously a shot that probably won't happen again in that stage. But I agree with you, that goal against Japan, people that don't play the game don't understand that goal. So I think the people that's kind of like an inside goal for the people that do play the game like us. And we understand like having composure in the 18 is very lethal in the game. So I think that goal, very iconic. And then he ended up winning the Golden Boot that tournament. So moving on to number 2, man. What are we having in number 2?
What do you think about the Van Persie header?
Dude, that goal, I remember that. I liked it, but I don't like the team in which he scored it against, because obviously Spain's one of my favorite teams.
I mean, it is an iconic goal, though.
But they call it the Flying Dutchman. So I think throwing that in the list, first of all, he chipped Casillas that with his head. So I think on the volley, you got to give it to him. I think the number 1 spot, there's only one answer for this.
What are you thinking? Hit it on me.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to go Maradona's goal.
Yeah,
right. Is that wait? Which one though? The hand of God or the solo?
That's difficult, man.
Because he scored both of them in the same game. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and throw his performance at number 1 versus England, because that was obviously in '86 whenever he ended up winning it in Mexico.
1986.
And then he obviously won the final against West Germany.
The handball is just so iconic. But the other play was just, I mean, we've only seen it like when Messi's done it, so it was just, it's so difficult to pick one, to be honest.
Maradona wouldn't have done in today's era just because of the VAR, and then, but I think just a player like him, he's the only player that could get away with that. Only one, and I think maybe the referees threw some money on the table. I don't know.
There's no way
there's no way to see that, right? I don't know. I agree with you on that, but that solo goal with Maradona and seeing that like years down the road, Messi, a player that is compared to him, scores an identical goal against I want to see Getafe.
Yeah.
And man, you dribble 5 players in a game. If I get dribbled like that in a game, I'm walking off.
Yeah.
Like for sure. And then also in the conversation with Messi, Ronaldo, 2 players who obviously shared the stage for about 15 years, both had probably the longest primes of any footballers we've ever seen play. But it's all coming to an end.
Sadly.
And all good things come to an end, though. And that's one of the things that I think I've learned in my life. But, I mean, these are 2 players that it's going to really hit home whenever we don't see them play again. And arguably this tournament could be the last time we see them at the international stage. What do you feel about it?
It sucks, man. I think this is their last World Cup for sure. Ronaldo's already, struggling with club and stuff. But I just hope they go out there and have fun, man. Have a good tournament. Hopefully see some goals from them. Like, I mean, I know same for you, but these are like my childhood icons. So it's gonna be tough when they're gone.
Same with me. I'm a Messi fan, but I didn't watch Messi first. I watched Ronaldo first.
The United days?
Yes, I watched him and then Ronaldinho when they used to have those comparison videos on YouTube. So, I mean, those are 2 players that really hit home for me. And I know with Ronaldo, he's struggling with the club situation. But obviously in Portugal, he's got the armband. He's the guy. He's going to be up front. He's going to play those 90 minutes. There's no way he's getting subbed off. I don't see it happening. How do you think they both do in the tournament?
I think they're going to perform well. I mean, look at their teams. I think one of the biggest reasons Ronaldo was struggling at United was because obviously before the new head coach their team wasn't producing enough for him. He's not the player that's going to go and dribble through people anymore, but he's going to be the killer in the box. So I think if you get him the right balls in the box, he's going to score. And obviously Messi is Messi, he's going to do what he does. Obviously not like he used to, but if he gets a little space, he always makes something happen.
And I know Ronaldo, he's going to have a good supporting cast. A very young supporting cast too. Like he has Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. He has Vitinha too, with playing right now with PSG. And then Joao Felix. He's just going to have a good cast. Joao Cancelo, Ruben Diaz. I think both players right now are playing in the best possible teams to win the tournament. So I think it's going to be exciting watching it. And I believe what's now less than 80 days. I want to say like 76 or 75. That's the mark right now that we're sitting at.
What is it, November?
It's November, yes. Late November, it's going to be when all the games start. All the times are going to be scattered from 4 a.m., 7 a.m., 11 a.m. It's going to be a mess just because it's in the wintertime and it's obviously across the entire world. But one last thing I wanted to touch on with the Messi and Ronaldo, their eras. Would it be a Cinderella story if it ends with the Messi and Ronaldo final? Argentina versus Portugal in the final.
I mean, that's the dream, no?
Right.
Imagine a Portugal-Argentina final. And obviously Portugal would win and then Ronaldo would be crowned the GOAT.
Dude, I think the world stops at that. Ronaldo that. Honestly, I think it will come down to penalties, and then Ronaldo will get a last minute penalty.
And
I saw like a meme that was like, bro, if Ronaldo scores a last minute pen, the whole world would be like, nah, that World Cup don't count. But no, I think I want to see them both have fun. I want to see them both score goals the way they're accustomed to, and then if they meet up in the tournament, that would be, whether it's in the final or even in the knockout group. The knockout stage?
That'll be a big
That's
game.
all we want to see. Yeah, we don't want to, but man, Mehmet, it was such a pleasure having you today. I appreciate you coming after the first episode we originally had kind of went MIA due to some technical difficulties. But, go ahead and tell the audience of what MSU can expect to come see the football team perform this year.
Well, the soccer program has always been a big part of this university, and the boys are working hard. Our home opener is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Stang Park, and we also play Saturday as well, 7 p.m. So if you guys want to come out and watch, if anything, just keep keep coming out to the game, supporting. We'll do our job, and hopefully we'll see you guys out there.
No, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming again and talking World Cup footy and also MSU footy, bro. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for inviting me, man.
All right. My name is Brandon Serta. This has been the first episode of Qatar 22 by MNG Media. We'll see you next time, and thank you so much for listening.